Howdy Neighbors, David here. And today on Boondock Stallions, we're going to be taking a look at Omega from the Bad Batch and finding out if she's been hiding in live-action series for the last couple of years. Now, before we get started, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so I can keep pumping out more videos for you guys to love or hate on Facebook. And trust me, I get a lot of hate on Facebook, especially for my Robin theories. Like, if you haven't checked out my Robin theories, I'll leave y'all some cards up there to go click on. But, man, Facebook absolutely hates them, and I think it's just great. Your hate gives me power to grow and flourish and continue making these videos, so thank you. Now, as I was saying, Omega. Big fan of the character, love the Bad Batch. We're only 5 episodes in, and I am just dying for us to get through the next 11 episodes. The last one went by way too quick. I was blink and it was over. I wanted more. Having said that, we know that Omega is a clone, and she is a Jango Fett clone, just a female version of the one. But I have a few questions, like one, is she a spliced clone with Palpatine's DNA? And the only reason that I say this is because we know that Palpatine was experimenting with his DNA and splicing it with clones, trying to make a Force-sensitive clone for his body, i.e. Snoke and his own body later on in Rise of Skywalker, which I'm not even going to get into right now. We'll make a video about that. All kinds of nonsense later. But we do know that he was experimenting with them. So Omega, aside from her hairstyle, her hair color, a few stances, postures, she's also shown some Force sensitivity at being clairvoyant and able to read people's minds and feelings the way that Jedis do. So it's very possible that she is the first in a long line of up-and-coming clones that were spliced together with Palpatine's DNA. And I also don't know if, like Boba, she's going to age normally or if she's going to have rapid age acceleration like the rest of the clones to grow older. But I'm going to be presenting my 3 candidates for who she might be in the live-action series based on her aging abilities. Now, first things first, I want to just get it out of the way. I do not think that Omega is Rey's mom. I know a lot of people out there are thinking that Omega is Rey's mother and are trying to find ways to make this work. But I mean, Omega is way, way too old to be Rey's mother. And so I'm just going to knock that one out of here. It's not going to show up. We're going to carry on. I do have some radical ones, though. My first one, woohoo, she's a doozy. But my candidates for live-action Omega are as follows. A. Cara Dune, more commonly known as Cara Dune of Alderaan, the former rebel shock trooper that we all know and love from The Mandalorian, seasons 1 and 2. The reason that she was just my first pick while I was working on theories. It's not, wasn't just going for random reasons, but I was just looking at her aesthetically, and she looks like Rambo, doesn't she? And not only does she kind of have a Rambo-esque look, but Hunter himself has a Rambo-esque look. They've all got the same guns like Wrecker. She's big, she's muscly, she's tech-savvy. She's got enough qualities of each of the Bad Batchers to be an amalgamation of all of them if they were, in fact, her parents that raised her, because she is Omega. They could have even settled on Alderaan, which is why she is from Alderaan, as she claims that is her home, despite the fact that she was created on Kamino. She's even got a face tattoo like the rest of them do. I mean, it's a small one, but it's a significant detail that I just wanted to throw in there. So Cara Dune is my one option. Option number 2 is the unnamed comms officer from season 2 of The Mandalorian. Now, the reason that the unnamed comms officer is significant to me is because, 1, she's unnamed. No name to the comms officer. It's just comms officer, random henchman number 12. She is nobody, which means that she could have a name that we're not yet meant to know. And even having said that, she did have a significant enough role that we should have seen what happened to her in the season finale of The Mandalorian, but we didn't. She's there for a few seconds there at the beginning of the episode, but when Cara Dune and Din Djarin and Bo-Katan and the rest of them break into their starship and start taking them all out, she is nowhere to be seen. You don't see her die. You don't see her body lying on the ground somewhere, and she was too big of a character for her to have died off screen somewhere. I don't think that they would have done that, but she's either A, taken an escape pod because she is working for Moff Gideon, she is a bad guy, and she's gone off to do more bad guy things, or B, she snuck off because she has infiltrated what's left of the Empire and Moff Gideon's ship and his ranks, and is going back off to the Bad Batch. And the reason that I'm looking at Katie O'Brien is because age-wise, if she was Omega, she is the right age to have gone up, to have been brought up by the Bad Batch. I mean, she might be just 2 or 3 years younger than Omega, but 3 years is a little negligible when you're trying to compensate for somebody's age. 2, have you ever seen Katie O'Brien in real life? The girl is hot. Oh my God, I haven't wanted to be a lesbian that bad since I put on a dress for the first time. She's insanely gorgeous. She's muscular. She's fit. She is a badass in every sense of the word. And I can see this girl having been brought up by the Bad Batch and be master at infiltrating the Empire as she's working for Moff Gideon. Or she could have in fact turned to the bad side. I mean, it's a horrible thing to say, but I mean, it's not like the first time we've seen a good character turn to the dark side, and the title of the show is The Bad Batch. It's kind of implied. So those are my top 2 candidates. My third candidate, now this one came from a coworker that just decided to be like, well, what if it's this person? And blew my mind. Holy cow. Okay, so what if, number 3, our grown-up version of Omega is Captain Phasma. Now, I know what you're thinking. Captain Phasma had a terrible, horrible, horrible death, and I'll get back to that here in just a second. But she fits the bill. The blonde hair, the size, the girth, the level of badassness in her military training, as if she was brought up by a bunch of badass soldiers, clone troopers. She even gets to wear armor that is reminiscent of what they would have worn. And the fact that it's made out of Palpatine's own Nubian yacht is all the evidence I need to know that she had an obsession with Palpatine. So if she is a spliced Palpatine clone, she's wearing the armor because she feels that it is her armor. Now, these are some pretty wild out there theories, but I'm only presenting them as theories, not facts and leaks. If you want me to present facts and leaks to you, theories as facts and leaks to you, I'll recommend you go click on Mike Zero's channel, because he loves to present theories that he's made up as facts and leaks and inside sources. But we're not here to do that. It's a theory, and I want to know what your opinions on it are. Hit me up in the comments. Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.